Everyone, it's the night before the hike and I'm gonna go through everything that I bring. So let's get right into it. Let's start at the feet and work our way up the body. For my feet, I'm wearing socks, and then these are summer hiking boots. They are a Solo Falcon Evo boots. And as long as you have a good pair of socks, and especially in the wintertime when you use gaiters, your feet really do stay warm. Moving up, I have pants, and then obviously underwear, which I don't have pictured here. These are my REI pants. And then I bring a pocket knife. And then for a base layer, I usually wear a long sleeve shirt. And then right on top of that, I throw on a short sleeve shirt. Moving on top of that short sleeve shirt, if I get cold, I throw on either my Patagonia vest or my other kind of mid layer hoodie. Moving on, I have my Eddie Bauer light down jacket. I don't wear anything heavy while I'm hiking, I layer up instead. So it's not like skiing. You don't want a really heavy jacket if you're going to be wearing two shirts, a sweatshirt, a vest, and then a down jacket. And then I have my Patagonia windbreaker here. And then I usually do bring two hats, one lighter hat and then one heavier hat. The heavier Carhartt hat down there does have a built-in balaclava, so you can cover your face with it, but sometimes that's just too much. The top one is a cool, lightweight hiking hat, and it's really comfortable, and that's usually what I wear. And then I usually do bring two pairs of gloves, one lighter pair of wool gloves, and then my heavier REI gloves. These REI gloves have an outer layer and then a fleece glove that comes with it. So it's very useful for when your hands aren't cold but aren't too hot, so you can regulate that. For any winter hike, I usually always have my goggles, though I don't always wear them. And then these are my gaiters. You don't want a cheap pair of gaiters because they are known to break while you're on trail, so get a good pair. These are a must if you're hiking in deep snow. The last thing you want is wet boots. And then I usually bring for winter hikes 3 water bottles. Recommendation, don't put cold water in them, put warm water in them. That way it warms you up while you're out there. In the summertime, I usually bring 4 water bottles, but again, depends on the hike. Also, water freezes from top to bottom, or from highest to lowest point, so flip the bottles upside down. This way the caps don't freeze. And then here are the micro spikes. These can also break on the trail, so don't get a cheap Amazon pair. Get a good pair of micro spikes. Hiking poles, I don't always bring these, but if the conditions are kind of unknown, they can be very helpful. I usually do bring a portable charger too. And then 2 pairs of extra socks. I usually keep 1 pair in the bag with me, and then I bring 1 pair for after the hike. And then these are all the miscellaneous things I keep with me. Some hand warmers, first aid kit, some paracord, some tissues / toilet paper, and then that neck gaiter. And then this is what I bring for after the hike. There's an extra pair of socks, extra shirt, and then extra underwear if needed. And then I always bring slippers because after the hike you don't want to drive back home with your boots. And then I keep these all in a separate bag. Everything else I pack up into my Osprey 35-liter bag. You can see everything fits aside from what I'm wearing the day of the hike, which is the socks, the boots, pants, 2 shirts, and then the vest and my pocket knife. Everything else gets packed away. It's 9:58 a.m. and we're at the base of Mount Washington. Got 4 of us today. My name's Will.
I'm Dan.
Philip.
I'm Alex.
The usual group. Same group as last time, except we brought Dan along this time. And we're hiking Mount Washington. We're going to be going up the Ammonoosuc Trail. We'll get to Lake in the Clouds, and then from there we'll see how the weather is, because it is looking awfully cloudy. And if we want to continue to summit, then we'll do that. Otherwise, we'll just turn around there. So, as normal, I'll give you updates on trail conditions, how we're doing, and whatnot. So, peace. So the start of the trail for us, because we parked in the closer parking lot down there, is you walk up here with the cog railway there, go in between these 2 little shed type things, and go straight up here. Then that's going to be the start of the trail. This is what the trail is like right now. I think there's 2 people in front of us. Real light snow here. And then pretty much the whole hike, we are side by side with that stream right there. the Amnusik River. But it's pretty easy going so far. It's 10:52. It's snowing. You got a nice pond right there. Look at it with the cool little waterfall. Man, we're just chugging along. This is what the trail looks like here. It's right here. We still have a nice fluffy layer of snow here. Oh, sorry. And it's not steep yet. It's still a very gradual incline. A few steep parts, but nothing crazy. Oh, it gets steep here. Dan has his crampons on, and then the rest of us have our micro spikes on. And I think this is where we start the climb. Just to show you where we are right now, I let them go ahead a little bit. But this is the trail, and of course, you know, steeper in person. It's been steep for quite some time now. It's been a consistent light flurry, very cloudy. And it is 11:15, 1,200 feet elevation gain, and we are just continuing up. Perspective from what I'm looking at eye level. There they are. And I was right down there for my last video, just like a few seconds ago. Here we go. 11:25, 1,500 feet elevation gain. We're on this pretty sketchy path right here. You can't really tell on the camera, but it drops down right there. It looks like one person, maybe two, are ahead of us. Man, look at those. Look at the ice up there. Pretty cool. So, how we doing?
Good. Doing good.
Good. Onwards.
Here we go.
We're at the Alpine Zone at 4,435 feet. We concluded there's one person in front of us. Dude, shut up! One person in front of us. Since the snow has piled up so much, it's definitely...
Why are we stopped?
Because I'm recording. The post holes you kind of just fall into, so it's a little bit sketchy. Whoa, what was that? Hear that? Oh, that's what it was.
Water.
Water.
Don't worry, guys. I took one for the team. Safety first.
So you do need to be careful when hiking out here. Put my phone down to climb up this now. Getting a little bit sketchier right here. We got Dan in front with the crampons and ice axe, making sure we're safe. And it looks like we're going up there. Here's behind us. Don't break through. Okay. So we just had to jump over that from that side over to here. Got off trail a little bit. It's definitely very slippery. Very icy. Like this is all, or this is rock, icy rock. Yeah. Continuing. It's hat and windbreaker time. Here's Frozen. It's getting cold. Made it to Lake in the Clouds hut. It is 12:22, total ascent 2,300 feet, elevation about 5,000 feet. And we have a little bit of shelter right here. The hut. So we're stopping, getting all geared up, having a bite to eat, and then we're gonna continue. Here's the hut, pretty buried. I'm not too sure how much recording I'm gonna end up doing to keep my hands warm, but I'll try and do as much as I can. Here we are, as you can see, it's just white everywhere. I can't feel my ring finger. Put my phone back. Wind is starting to pick up. Can't tell how high we are. Probably around 5,800 feet. suited up. Dan and Philip in front of me. No, Alex and Philip. And Dan and I right here. Windy and snowy, but very good so far. Yeah. In front of me. All over the carrots. Yeah. Zero visibility. Trying to not stop, keep moving. 6 miles to the Washington summit. Starts again. We're taking a quick break around the mountain.
We passed some fellow hikers on the way down.
Past 2 guys coming
Guy
down.
dropped his phone. He lost his phone, so we'll see if we see anything.
Yeah. 202, and we've made it to the summit. It's actually not as bad as I thought it would be. Franconia Ridge was windier. Let me show you around. In the summertime, there's a line all the way down there where people get photos at the summit. Here we are. Observatory. It's right there. You can't see it. Or, I mean, wait. The visitor center is right there. Yep. So we're going to keep walking around and I'll show you what else we got. Here we are at the top of the visitor center. Fog railway right there. Trail is very slippery. Very steep. So this is definitely sketchy. And windy. Alright, so half a mile and then you can see how steep this is. Wicked steep. Wicked slippery. And we're going down that way. The cog. And then this is just a drop off right there. All the way around. There is Jacob's Ladder. That was probably the steepest part of the trail that we just crossed. I got my poles out and onwards. For the first time in a while, we can see we have made it down to the Cog Railway, or made it down to what's this called again?
Wombeck Station.
Wombeck Station, right. I think the very last train just left. It's 4 o'clock. And there was a fire here that they just covered up. And we have the place to ourselves right now. I wish there were still people here because then we can get hot chocolate.
Yeah.
I know Dan has some, but yeah, so we're taking a little break here, then we'll continue. Open up the covers. Now we have a little bit of heat.
We just started this fire by rubbing 2 sticks together, and now we're warming ourselves. We had to forge this crate to hold the fire in to not burn down the forest.
Yeah, call us the outdoor guys.
Yeah.
The Wombeck Station, way up there. We're just continuing down, and you can see the base down there. So, much more to say. Still wearing all the same gear we had on at the top. We're going downhill, so not working up too much of a sweat. Still have the micro spikes on. Just took off the balaclava, and that's pretty much it. Gang, gang. We have made it to the base. Here we are. Bro's plowing. I don't know who that is. There's the cog, and we're gonna walk to the truck over there. We are at the truck. It is 4:35 p.m. Distance 7.9 miles. Total ascent 3,852 feet. Main things about the hike going up was good. Easy going until you pass that waterfall area, and then it gets pretty steep. Once you get to Lake in the Clouds, the visibility dramatically decreases, And the hardest part of this hike was, for me mentally, because I just couldn't see. Goggles were fogging up, and it was just whiteout conditions. Coming down, it was good. Nothing really crazy there. Again, just hard to follow the trail. I had to check my phone a few times, check the map to make sure we were going the correct way. I wore micro spikes the whole time. Dan has crampons on the whole time. And this is what I wore even at the top, just long sleeve, short sleeve. I had my vest on, and then my base, and then my mid layer, and then my windbreaker, hat, and then this thing, and then goggles and my gloves. Philip,
Yes.
any remarks?
It was a pretty epic trip overall. Started out, I thought, pretty easy, almost a little underwhelming at first, just kind of going along, but then it steepened up, and we visibility kind of came in. As soon as we got to like Lake of the Clouds, it got pretty epic because it got all kind of got white, and you felt like you were the only people in the whole world, just kind of isolated, going along. It's pretty sick. Just we kind of go from cairn to cairn, nice and slow, pretty sick, and not crazy cold or windy. It was pretty windy, but like I was comfortable the whole time as long as we were moving.
Yeah,
So-
not as bad as Franconia.
Yeah.
Not being blown over.
Yeah, you could stand up pretty easy.
Right.
Temperature was definitely cold than 2 weekends ago, but not with the wind about the same. I think it equaled out, so
Yeah.
it's that worth pretty similar. So
I'd say so.
sick.
Okay, thank you. Alex, closing remarks.
It was pretty epic. Not as windy as the ridge. I'm hungry. One of my spikes broke, but it was very fun.
Amazon spikes not holding up.
I know, $20.
Keep telling
They
him.
got it done though. They got it done. But it was good. Sketchy at some times, but it was fine.
Yeah.
We had a good group. So
Definitely.
fun.
Dan.
So,
Closing remarks.
it was a pretty good hike. At first I overdressed with the crampons, I thought, but then they really pulled through up there and coming down the cog. But yeah, it was a good hike.
Okay, that was Mount Washington. Thank you for watching.